Hi, my name is Cole Hallman. I am a networking and voice networking expert. I've been in the industry since 1978. Started with United Telephone, who became Sprint. Um, Went from lineman to PBX engineer to data communications engineer. My field of expertise is so broad that I would hate to say I have a specialization. And as you can see, I'm not going to wear a blue suit or wear a tie anymore. In fact, I am not leaving the house to go work. So if you are interested in this type of expertise, which I'll go into more detail soon, then we can hopefully work a deal. And I'm going to be not real expensive because I just want to give people advice and teach. So here we go. Possibly actually do some configuration work as long as it's remote. That said, here's my history. Started off in the at PBX and Key Systems. I was Rome certified, et cetera, all sorts of PBXs. And being from the phone company, I had a real understanding of P1s and that type of things. When I eliminated my job by building a database, long story, they offered me a new position. I wanted to do datacom. So got into the datacom. At that point in time, datacom was more TDMs and StatMuxes than routers. Routers were sort of a newfangled thing, and Cisco was still in a garage. Um, we did a lot of voiceover compacting 2.4, 9.6s, breaking them down into multiple circuits, or if you needed a whole bunch of terminal servers really weren't invented yet, but we did statistical multiplexing, they called it at the time. Anyway, I became lands were out there, and I became a Banyan Vine Search CBE, which was a huge thing. I mean, we were doing packet captures way back then. I guess it was probably 1981. And Novell CNE. I think I kept current until 4.1. Um, we got into I got into routers and switches. I just liked it better. Of course, switches. I guess routers and muxes. No, I'm sorry, routers and hubs and ArcNet and all that good stuff, which was still Ethernet hadn't won. Token ring, cut my teeth troubleshooting token rings, and from there started doing routers and switches as switches came in. Catalyst, Cisco did the Catalyst, that was a big thing. So became a Cisco expert and I did Proteon routers, um, Bay networks, switches and hubs and cabinets and stuff like that. I had a bunch of different Cisco certs at some point in time, which I've let drop. I was a CCIE candidate, having passed written before I started a consultancy and didn't want to pay for the to travel to take the test, pay for the test. I was making a lot of money. My business failed shortly after 911. There was my main contract came to an end. I had a big one, and nobody was doing anything at that point in time in networking except for the government. So, not being located properly, that didn't work out for me. Wasn't going to move away from my children. I landed at the South Bend Medical Foundation in 2003. We're a medical testing laboratory. That's all we do. And as a result, almost all of our data flows to other people. So we have a pretty big WAN. I brought in um, VPNs. So we've done a lot of VPN tunnels. We started with WatchGuard, moved to Cisco ASAs. And I've devised a lot of complicated schemes for connecting to other people. We have to firewall everything. And I can actually connect to you if you have the same IP address as I do on my end, and I can connect to you if you have the same IP address as a different customer. It's all done through big complicating natting thing. Having started way back when bandwidth was extremely precious, remote control software and remote access software was a big thing for me as because I never really did like to travel. And I have a large degree of expertise in how to get things done over a little bit of bandwidth, remote connectivity, VPN tunneling, so on and so forth, terminal services. I am familiar with the VMware environment, having introduced it to my company, and um, currently backup the VMware guy. I wouldn't advertise myself as a VMware expert, but I certainly could get it installed, set up, and functioning. Also a little bit of SAN stuff. That's where my background is. And because over the years I've learned so many different things, and back when we started, we all learned to high levels of detail how things worked. My field of expertise is pretty broad, and I understand how things work, not how to make them work. That's a big deal because I can learn how to do anything pretty quickly and solve your problems. Troubleshooting has always been a forte for me. There's nobody that I've met that really plays my game far as troubleshooting complex processes and finding where the problem is, pointing at it. I read a Wireshark trace like most people might read a newspaper, and I have a big picture of everything: voice, data, IP. Of course, I used to know back when we used to know DECnet and SAA and um, uh, Landtastic lands, Apple Talk, Local Talk, all of these things I have past experience in. So if you got any of this old antiquated stuff around, I probably can help you out. Otherwise, it's just here's my experience thing. So let me know if there's anything I can do to help you out. Again, I'm not going to wear a suit. I'm not going to leave my office if I can avoid it, which is really, as you can see, my bedroom. And I don't plan on um, being sophisticated to any near level. When you hire me, you're hiring a guy that's done a lot of networking work of all various times and is extremely good at troubleshooting and planning. So rate will be 65 bucks an hour. That's really cheap for what it is I'm capable of, but I want little jobs. I really have no intention of spending 2 months. I'm going to retire soon, so when I do retire, I want maybe a couple little jobs a week, just a little supplemental income. But I do want to stay current. So if you have any jobs that involve new technology I haven't played with yet, but you just want me to be involved, I could probably work cheaper than that. I just really love technology. Give me a call. Thank you.